So do you think we'll get another stimulus check to be able to buy more cards?
No. They
What?
were just like, TheCaliEffect buying up all the cards. We ain't doing that.
I need to use this money to buy up all the cards so I can make a video on it. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Is in a really interesting spot right now. Players are buying those old school cards expeditiously, causing the old school market or the collector's market to expand, meaning if you aren't a collector right now, good luck getting into collecting old school cards. But one thing that players have seemed to neglect it for an almost decent reason is the competitive market. There are actually quite a few cards that will be great sound long-term investments and cards that probably should be bought out because they're flat out good. We know that down the line these cards will go up because they're good. So without further ado, I present to you cards you should buy before they skyrocket in price in June 2020. These cards are pretty good. You should definitely take a look at them. Yo, do you think if I sold my cards for sleeves, that'd be a good idea?
Yeah, you know, I think that'd be really good.
It's like selling your car for gas money, right? Like,
right.
Perfect. Big brain.
They ain't on that level yet.
Who needs cards when you have sleeves to protect them?
And it's lighter on the deck box.
The first card we are going to talk about is Nemesis. Now, Nemesis makes its debut in the Eternity Code set and is a really good card. It can be special summoned to the side of the field by banishing monsters with different types on your field or graveyard, and then furthermore you can declare an attribute, destroy all cards on the field with said attribute, and then until the end of the next turn, monsters with said attribute cannot be summoned. Now there may be a little bit of confusion with Skados. First of all, you don't have to have a monster, or there doesn't have to be a monster present on the field in order for you to use its effect to declare certain attributes. So let's take for example, if there was no machine monsters, I can still declare machine with Skados and still be able to prevent players from summoning machine monsters into the end of the next turn. This is huge. Now the reason why I say that this is huge is because it's a free monster to your side of the field that can prevent your opponent from playing an entire archetype. Certain strategies are reliant on certain types of monsters to be able to progress with their strategy, so all you have to do is slam this card to your side of the field turn 1 and declare an attribute. It's also an amazing going second card because it can be used to help clear your opponent's board before making some devastating plays. Its counterpart in Nemesis Protos can also be included as it deals with attributes, and depending on what deck you're playing against, you might want to be able to balance between the two. Currently, both of these cards are sitting at a low price of $2. I can see this card becoming extremely competitive in the future. Now, a lot of these buy these cards before they skyrocket videos tend to focus on cards from a newer set, but I also like to dabble in other sets just to check on how this card could be relevant in the future. One of these cards are Apprentice Illusion Magician. Now, Apprentice Illusion Magician has seen a lot of play through the effects of Magician Souls. It's been a necessary card for any strategy that wants to play Magician Souls, strictly because even if you do draw it into your hand, it can summon itself to the side of the field. I don't necessarily see Apprentice Illusion Magician becoming a staple card in every single deck, and while its current price point is tied to Magician Souls, I can see Apprentice Illusion Magician actually becoming something much more. I mean, when you think about it, it is a free extender, and on top of that, it has Dark Magician Girl almost written all over it. Not only does this have the waifu tax, it's a card that can be competitively good. At the lowest, Apprentice Magician from Legendary Duelist Magical Heroes is at $3. Its highest price point is a Shonen Jump for $19. I would proceed to pick up as many cards of these as possible because later on down the line, if this card does not get reprinted, it's needed for Dark Magician strategies, and I mean, it's just a good card. Now, moving back to the Eternity Code set, a card that I feel isn't necessarily good, but since it's so cheap and due to its current rarity, is a card that you guys should consider picking up is Titanocider. Apple cider. Now, Titanocider is resembling of a card that was once competitive and lost wind. It allows you to negate an opponent's special summon monster from the extra deck and changes attack to 0, but the cool thing is when your opponent special summons, it allows it to be set to your side of the field. The card is really cheap right now at between $2 to $5 and is a secret rare from the Eternity Code set. And the cool thing about this is that we know that Eternity Code won't be reprinted for another year. So I think it'd be a pretty big bet, but it would be a safe bet to try to invest in Titanociders when they're really cheap right now. And it could pay off really huge. a la Borreload Savage Dragon. I had quite a few of those. A card that is getting yet another reprint inside of the Toon Chaos set. I feel like this card is probably the only worthwhile reprint worth getting, unless you don't have Pot of Extravagances. You might want to pick those up. But Psy-Framegear Gamma is confirmed as a rare inside of the Toon Chaos set, and no one couldn't be more excited for this lovable hand trap than me. I mean, unless you're a Psy-Frame player, all three of you that exist, I'm pretty sure you're pretty happy. This card allows you to play through critical monster negations and extend your field. And if that wasn't great, its requirements to have no monsters on the field can always be mitigated through Psy-Form or Lambda. Psy-Framegear Gamma at its lowest is sitting at about $3 for the rare for Toon Chaos. I'd wait about a week and a half or two before picking it up. It might be just as low as $1, and then bide my time until Psy-Frame Gamma becomes competitive once again. So I really want a PS5. And hear me out, hear me out. If I buy $600 worth of Yu-Gi-Oh cards now, I can flip it for $600, maybe even $500 if I'm lucky. And then I can use that for a PS5.
Why don't you just use the money that you already have to get a PS5?
Shut up. Now I say this even though I don't have Ghost Mourners of my own, so I trust you guys not to go crazy with the prices. You're gonna do it, aren't you? Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill allows you to negate a special summon monster's effect, and when that monster is removed from the field that turn, your opponent takes damage. Now some of you guys may be excited over the first effect, or maybe even a little bit disappointed. Monster negation comes from everywhere. There's effect failure, infinite impermanence, and doesn't have to be used on a special summon monster. But I think where Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill really shines is the ability to inflict burn damage to the opponent. We're starting to get into a point in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where life points are really starting to be a serious thing. Losing a chunk of life points at the beginning of the game can spell your doom just by a simple Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill. I can see Ghost Mourner joining the other Ghost Girls like Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, and that's the only one that went up high. It could be a $50 to $60 card, so $30 could be a steal. Now a card that we are going to look at that is relatively old is from the Legendary Collection Kaiba, is Melody of Dragon Awakening. Is it Melody or is it Awakening Dragon Melody? Okay, you guys understand what I'm saying. A single rare copy of the Melody of Awakening Dragon is $3 from the Legendary Collection Kaiba. Keep in mind that the last time that this set was printed, I don't even remember what was going on. I was still making skits on this channel. Those were the dark days. Its effect is simplistic, and normally that's when you look for to invest in certain cards. It tells you to discard a card from your hand to add a monster with 3,000 or more attack or 2,500 defense from your deck to your hand. That screams possibilities. And just like Dark Magician, Blue Eyes will always receive legacy support, meaning that this card will be important. I can see this card being a $10 secret rare at the very worst. I mean, it could be a $10 secret rare by tonight, but don't worry, there's supers, commons, rares. There's all other types for the people that don't want to swag out on this card. This whole time we've been trying to get a PlayStation 5, Seto Kaiba has been the PlayStation 5 this whole time.
I'm out.
For so long, players have complained about the price tag of Cyber Emergency. If I remember correctly, it was around a $20 to $30 card, possibly even more, just for a single copy. Now the ultra rare versions are $3 and the secret rare versions are $10. Here's your time to pick up one of the most expensive cards for the strategy at a relatively low price. Just like Dark Magician and Blue Eyes, Cyber Dragon is one of those legacy decks. We can expect support or an entire set based off of support from this, like we've received 2 times before, that will increase this strategy's popularity, which will considerably boost this card's price. I can't see Cyber Emergency going back to its glory days of being a $40+ card, but I could see the secret rares going to 20s to 25s, and the ultra rares from the latest set of Dual Power going to $10 to $15. The last card I want to talk to you guys about is actually, it's so cheap, I'm just gonna buy it. Lopter's Shadow of the Generator Bosses is sitting at the lowest price point of 88 cents a pop. When I actually bought this card from a pre-order, it was $7 each. I expected it not to go anything less than $2. Lopter is a critical juncture for the Generator strategy, and not to say that Generator strategies are a tier 1 deck, but normally critical junctures go for a little bit more than 88 cents a pop. The cool thing about this particular predicament is if generators ever top an event, Lobster is one of the cards that players will look for. This card could shoot up in price to about the $5-6 range, and congratulations, you've made a pretty decent profit. And if it doesn't, you haven't really lost any money now, have you? This is one of those low risk, high reward type situations where if you do spend money, it's just spending money. Maybe you even want to play generators yourself after watching our live duel. It's not right here, but it's right here. Like when I make this video, it's not here, but it'll soon be here. So I might look like a weirdo pointing at it when it's not here, but if you watch this video later, it'll be, you guys get what I'm saying. Well, thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. I hope, like you guys, you were spending $700 to invest into cards to get that PlayStation 5. Or you're just waiting on that stimulus round 2. As always, you can check on these videos if you want to see more Cali Effect content, and I'll catch you on the next video.